Hello, I'm doing well. How are you? Hello. Getting ready to do another energy update, tarot reading, live reading for the Twin Flame Collective. Let's see. Okay. Mm. Okay. Hello. Okay, let's see. Let a few more people join before I start this read. Hello to everybody just joining. We're going to do a live read right now for the Twin Flame Collective. Okay, let's see what else is going on in the Twin Flame Collective. What is going on for Twin Flame Collective? Let's get an energy update, please. Thank you, Spirit. Oh. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start with these for right now. Hello, good evening to you too. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So, hello, how are you? Hello. So we're going to do a energy update for the Twin Flame Collective. Okay, the first thing that popped out was forgiveness. So, what is, okay, tell me. Yep, see, knew something was coming. Okay, who's struggling with forgiveness? Okay. Let's see. Okay, so the first card that popped out is forgiveness. Both Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine are both struggling with their own need to forgive the other person and each other. Okay, thank you. What just happened? Okay, so let's start with the Divine Feminine. So Divine Feminine, you still have to forgive your Divine Masculine for everything that has occurred throughout the separation. Okay, so when the Divine Masculine, hold this card up. So when the Divine Masculine was involving themselves in third parties, karmic situations, going around and being promiscuous, just investing their time and energy into other people instead of coming back to you, this created a bit of resentment within you. It created a bit of like, you may have had, it made you feel some type of way. It really did. It made you feel some type of way. And you were wondering like, why are you going to all of these other people when all of the love that I want to give you is right here. This is your home. That's how you felt. And you were taking a little bit, okay, I'm sorry to say this, but you were taking a little bit of what they did personal, as if it was personal to you. But what they did with those third parties was not personal to you, Divine Feminine. It was personal to them. So they were dealing with the spirit of lust. They had to overcome that spirit of lust. That lust is what caused them to go after those third parties, those sexual encounters, those sexual connections with those other people, because it strictly was just sexual. Because they had to fulfill that urge within them, that lust within them. It was all for them to feel the void that they felt, to satisfy their flesh. And the flesh is weak. That's what they say, to live in the spirit, not in the flesh. When you live in the spirit, you refrain from fleshly desires. But when you are in the flesh, the flesh is so weak that you can be led into temptation. Temptation came across your Divine Masculine. But what happened is, because they were living so much in the flesh, they did not resist the temptation and they gave in to that temptation. So them doing whatever it is that they were doing with these third parties is because they had to overcome that spirit of lust that they were dealing with. So it was not having, it was Okay, yes. Are you sexy fashion brat? When I do my live readings, I don't do any personal readings. So if you do want a personal reading with me, you can just book it on my website, and I can definitely have a whole personal reading for you. So sorry, I don't do my lives like that. But anyway, so what was happening here is that your divine masculine was doing whatever it is that they needed to do to make themselves feel better. But because you were kind of watching this and you were feeling this from your own end, you took it a little personal, because you were thinking like, why would you? Okay, what are you trying to say, Spirit? Okay, I'm not going to go into detail about oh, hey boo, hello, how are you? I didn't even realize who you were. Thanks. Okay, but yeah, baby, I got you. I could do another reading for you. Just book it on my website. Okay, thanks, love you. All right, yeah. So anyway, forgiveness, regardless of what they had to do throughout your separation, was what they had to do, was something that they had to learn, and they had to go through certain experiences. They may have had to experience other third parties, other connections, other sexual encounters, for them to realize that even though they're satisfying their flesh, they still feel unfulfilled. They had to come to that awakening. They had to come to that realization, that their own revelation. It wasn't for us to bring it to them. They had to experience something in order to understand this. So you got to forgive them. You got to forgive them. It's like, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. The only reason as to why it was hurting you on the receiving end of that is because this brought up that rejection wound, that abandonment wound. You felt abandoned, you felt rejected, you felt that they didn't choose you because they chose someone else. But them choosing someone else was not them. It's not like, I'm not choosing you. It's, I'm choosing what I need to do for, not what I need. I'm choosing what I want to do that's going to satisfy my flesh, not fulfill my soul. Because with you, it's all about raising their vibration and living more within their soul, giving themselves what their soul needs, not what their flesh needs. You got to forgive them. You also got to forgive them for how long you guys have been in separation. If you have been in no contact for however long you have been, the longer you are in separation, one, the more you need to heal, and two, the bigger your mission is. If you are in separation for a long time, I'm talking about years, this is indicating that you have a bigger mission, and you have to solidify and create a foundation within yourself first before this can be added into your life. And there are many things that you have to accomplish first on your own before you can come back together. So do not compare your journey to other people. Just because other people have gotten back out of separation, people have come together, that does not mean that you will not have the same. It's just your path is different. You got to forgive them. And you also got to forgive yourself. You got to forgive yourself for how you felt about things. You got to forgive yourself for any decisions or choices that you made. And if you feel like you are harboring any minor resentment, any minor grudge against them, or if you're feeling some type of way towards them and you're feeling a little bit of anger towards them, you have to forgive them to release that energy, because the universe source is not going to bring you two back together if you still have hatred in your heart towards them. Your heart has to be lighter. Love is patient, love is kind. Love does not count a record of wrongs. So if you are in this angry energy and they come back towards you and they contact you and you are rating them for filth and what about this and this and this and that, no, that's not the energy that source wants you to be in. They want you to welcome them with open arms. Your prodigal, they want you to welcome them with open arms. So if you still are a little bit angry, you got to go heal a little bit more. And this is bittersweet. This is bittersweet because you are feeling there's a little bit of bitterness that you feel, a little bit of bitterness towards them. But this is not saying that you are bitter. But because of what has occurred, because of what they have chosen to do and what they have chosen not to do, it's caused a little bit of bitterness towards them, towards the whole situation between you two. But it also is a bit sweet because as you have evolved, as you have grown, as you have healed, you're looking at the situation totally different. So bittersweet is you went from being bitter to sweet. You went from being sour to sweet. But you may still, if you feel like you're still a little bit on the fence, like you feel a little sweet towards them, you feel a little bitter towards them, that is an indication that there is still more healing that needs to be done within you. You're also feeling bittersweet about this because as you've been evolving, as you've been growing, as you've been healing, and you all have been in this separation, you have actually changed so much within yourself that you're like, you know what, despite all of that has happened, the version of myself that I am now was all worth it. Yes, it caused me pain, but I turned that pain into power. The pain is what gives you strength. What you are to do is you are to keep your eye on the prize. What is the prize? The prize is not the union with them. The prize is union with yourself. The prize is you coming into union with yourself. For you fully accepting whether they come back, whether they do not come back, I am content with myself. For you to truly feel and believe that. It's one thing to say it, but you have to believe it within yourself. When you can truly feel and believe, you know what, I am okay whether they come back or not. Whether we never speak to each other again for the rest of that we live in this lifetime. If it's the next lifetime, so be it. You have been able to be content with yourself and content with, if source was to bring somebody else in, a soulmate, another divine connection, they won't be a twin flame, you only have one twin flame, but another divine connection, another soulmate into your life, you would be okay with that. Or if not, you would be okay with yourself. It's all about you having your eye on the prize, of you being so content within yourself that you've released those attachments. You've released the anxious attachment, the avoidant attachment. You're no longer codependent. You are more so independent. You've released the codependency on needing others because you're realizing that all you need is within you. You and God are a majority. As long as you have God and you have yourself, you have everything you need. And truly knowing and believing that and feeling content. When you reach that realization, you're going to reach that state of peace, that state of bliss. When you are in that peace and that state of bliss, you have reached your inner union. What is the next course of action? It's to take a risk. Jackpot, take a risk, abundance, risk pays off. There is a risk that you are being guided to take. In whatever way, shape, or form that this is between you and Source. Source has been talking to you about what they want you to do as you are walking your path, walking on your spiritual journey, walking into your purpose. There are risks that you have to take to do something different. If you want change, you have to do change. You doing something different, making a change within yourself, within your daily routine, within your daily life, within your mind, within your body, within your spirit, within your heart. You taking those changes, you're going to hit the jackpot. The jackpot that you're going to hit starts from within. It starts from within. When you hit that jackpot within yourself where can't nothing or nobody sway you off of your vibration, sway you off of your emotions, and you are so grounded within yourself and you are so content with yourself, you're happy with yourself, you love yourself, you do not need anything else externally to validate you because you validate yourself within. That's how you hit the jackpot. That's how you hit the jackpot. So what does that look like? That looks like so many different things. It looks like you taking care of your mind, body, and spirit, creating routines for yourself that creates a healthier mind, healing yourself so that you have a healthier and lighter heart, taking care of your body, movement, moving your body, moving that energy. Energy is motion. Flowing with the motion. As you flow with the energy and you move your body, move the energy around, it's energy and motion. The more that you move, you're not stagnating that energy. Your movement is going to help you. Also taking care of your spirit. Make sure you are praying. Make sure you are meditating. Make sure you are taking time to be outside in nature. Taking care of your body. Make sure you are eating healthy, eating right. It's so many things that goes into you becoming the greatest version of yourself, leaving behind those old habits, leaving behind all of those things that you did in the past that was within your comfort zone, and doing things within your thriving zone. It all starts from within. You have to change how you show up in this world, in your life, each and every day. You have to change how you show up for yourself. How are you going to show up for yourself? Are you going to show up for yourself in your comfort zone, which you've gotten used to? Or are you going to show up for yourself the version that you want to be? What does that version of yourself look like? What does their daily routine look like? When you start to change that within yourself and you start to move forward and you start to implement those changes into your daily life, you are now expanding. Your vibration is raising, and now you are emitting this higher frequency, the frequency of love, because you are loving yourself more. Now you are attracting everything that you want to you. See, a lot of times we think, oh, we want this money to come, we want this to come, we want that to come. It starts from within. As within is without. As within, so out. As above, so below. What starts within expands outwardly. Another thing, we have karmic contract in reverse. Karmic contract in reverse is indicating that karmic contracts are completed. Karmic contracts are ending. Those karmic contracts are ending. You're no longer having to deal with any type of third parties or any karmic connections that these people were in, because with this karmic contract in reverse, that karmic cycle is complete. The karmic cycle in your life is complete. The karmic cycle within your divine counterpart's life is complete. But just because that cycle is complete doesn't mean that you're automatically going to just rush into each other's arms and you're going to be riding back into each other's lives. No, there has to be recovery. After you go through difficult situations, once you end, thank you, once you end these karmic contracts, once you let go of the past, of what no longer serves you, and you went through that separation, whether it's separation, divorce, whatever it is that you went through, breaks up, whatever it is, separating from your family, because karmics could be family as well too. Once you separate yourself from them, you're going to have to start healing yourself. You have to take some time within yourself to really enter and understand what you went through. And as you take the time to heal, recharge, and recover, you want to do that just with yourself, just you and God. It's like you're in your wilderness season. So just because you see this here, you think, oh, does that mean that they're coming right away? No, that means that right now that they're done with that, they need their time to heal. Give them their space. Give them their time to heal. Time is an illusion. Do not worry about how long earthly time has been. Because what's going to happen is when God brings us back into your life, God is going to make up for that lost time that you have. Don't think that, oh, because it's been so many years, it's been all of this. No, you are still on course. You are still on course. The lessons that you had to learn may have had to stretch out over an earthly time, year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, whatever the case is. Because God does not operate on earthly time. God operates on God's timing. But it just looks differently as it shows up here. But do not allow your earthly time to deter you. Also, there's a lot of tension. There's a bit of sexual tension that this is definitely your divine masculine's energy. They're feeling this sexual tension because remember how we said earlier, they were dealing with that spirit of lust. And what they have to do is they have to, when they deal with this sexual tension, when they're thinking of you, when they just want to just be with you intimately. Ooh, be with you intimately. Oh, they slipping up. They almost slipping up like that. They slip. Oh, come on. Somebody divine masculine almost had a slip up. You saw how I almost dropped this card. They almost had a slip up with somebody, but they caught themselves. It's like before they could slip up, they caught themselves. Before they went in too deep, they caught themselves. Before they got into any type of trouble, they fixed it. So what's happening here is that all of this tension that they're feeling, that sexual energy that they feel towards you, they have to find a different way to channel that energy. Instead of just going into their flesh and then finding a partner, finding a person that they can just go sleep with, they have to channel that energy differently. That's where they're feeling a lot of this tension. They may feel frustrated because they are unable to release that energy the way that they want to. They have to find another outlet. The same way that you've had to do this, divine feminine. When you had all of these energy that you were feeling, you may have wanted to talk to them and reach out to them, but you had to find a different way for you to heal. Same with them. They heal through sex. That's how they release their energy. So they're really trying to figure out other ways for them to heal their energy in a healthy way where they are not involving themselves with other people that they don't need to be involved with. Okay, what else? Okay, let's see what this is. Okay, we have the Emperor, divine masculine, and then we have wind, go with the flow. Right now, the divine masculine is being called to rise up into their power, to stand in their power, to no longer hide. You see how this emperor here has their hood on and they're hiding from themselves, but they have this strength. Like this sword here represents their strength. This sword here represents words, things that they need to say. It's like they're holding this sword. They have so many things to say, but they have to be able to turn around and face you. They have to face you. And in order for them to face you, they have to face themselves. But you see how this person's head is down? Because they're feeling ashamed of themselves. They're feeling ashamed for what they've done. They're feeling ashamed for what they have done to you. They're feeling ashamed for the things that they have, experiences that they have gotten themselves into. They're feeling ashamed for what they've done. And it's at a point where they're at this point right now where they are having a hard time even looking themselves in the mirror, looking themselves in the eye and facing themselves for what they've done. But they have so much to say. They have so much to say because they have their reasons for why they did what they did. It's no excuse for what they did, but they have their deeper reasons. It's all from everything that we do as a trauma response. It came from their trauma. It came from their wounds. It came from the woundedness that was in them, the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine. That is why they did things that they did. Because they're coming to this realization. But now that they realize this, they're like, I have so much to say. I have so much to say to my divine feminine. But I have to usher up the courage to do so. But they're realizing that them rising up into their power, speaking their truth, standing on their truth and speaking it is going to liberate them. It's going to liberate them. They're going to feel free. They are going to feel free. This is what's going to give them that freedom. Is by releasing what they are feeling. They have to get it off of their chest because it's like a heavy burden. Like right now I'm feeling this pain right now in my chest because that's how they're feeling. They're feeling this heavy weight. And the only way for them to really truly release this is for them to be honest with themselves. They have to be honest with themselves first, repent to God, and then come to you. They're also guided to go with the flow, to go with the flow. As they go with the flow and they are divinely guided by their soul, by source guiding them, they're going to go to wherever source needs them to do. Do whatever source needs them to do. Go wherever source needs them to go. Because they will be fully in tune with themselves, fully in flow with themselves. As they start living more within their spirit, they are more in tune with themselves. Thus, their actions are going to be more aligned with what they truly want, not what they think they need. Come on. What else is going on with the Twin Flame Collective? Too many cards. You guys are at a distance. You guys are at a distance. It's like close, but yet so far. You may be at a physical distance, but remember, you share the same soul. You are never truly separate. Even though you may be at a distance, you still feel their energy within you. You can speak to them telepathically. Research. Need more info. This is the internal research. You need to start looking within yourself and start investigating those feelings that you have. This is what's requiring you to have more alone time. It's requiring you to spend more time in meditation, requiring you to spend more time in your shadow work, because this is how you're going to find out the source of why things occurred the way that they occurred. If you are dealing with any type of lack of clarity, tune within, search within yourself, because all of the answers are within you. Search within yourself and you'll be able to find out exactly what's been going on. What else is going on with the divine masculine? Divine counterpart energy. Oh, wow. Okay, I said divine masculine. So definitely you're dealing with the divine counterpart here. This is confirmation for this reading. This is your divine counterpart's energy. They've been listening to karmic voices. They've been listening to other people. They've been listening more to other people than they've been listening to themselves. That's why and there's a lot of confusion, because they're too busy listening to other voices instead of listening to their own voice, instead of listening to God's voice. But right now they're at a point where they are prioritizing themselves. They've gotten back into this energy where they are valuing themselves, pouring back into themselves, their craft, their whatever it is that they do that gives them that fulfillment. They're pouring back into themselves again, because they're realizing that this is what gives them value. This is what gives them that love. This is what gives them that fulfillment. Whatever it is that they were searching for externally that may have satisfied their flesh was not enough for them, because now they realize when they value and prioritize themselves, doing what they want to do, what truly gives them fulfillment, they don't even have an interest on those other things anymore. The reason as to why they were dealing with those other third parties is because they were running away from themselves. You see, it had nothing to do with you. It wasn't about them trying to make you jealous or make you envious. It was all about them trying to satisfy their own fleshly desires. And when they realized that they were in these people's lives, not because they wanted to build with these people, but because they were just using them and taking it, and they were using them, they realized, and let me pull back. Because they realized that they were not in those people's lives with pure intention. They were not purely in those people's lives. So they had to fall back. They had to walk away. Cheers. Celebrate. Social gathering. I don't know what that is. Come on. Okay. What else is going on? Okay. There was so many. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Okay? So if you all want a personal reading with me, then you can book the link on my website. There's a link. Also, if this message is resonating with you and you would like to donate and tip me on my Cash App, I'm going to drop my Cash App right here. Let's see. Okay, I don't know how I can pin this. I don't know how I can do that. But yeah, so that's my Cash App, $queenstp. $queenstp is my Cash App if you would like to donate. Greatly appreciate it. Let's pull some oracle cards. Let's get some angel guidance right here. Get some angel guidance. Okay, what do your angels have to say about this? Let's see. Oh, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. So nice. So sweet. Yes, this is a collective. This is a collective read. So anytime I do my lives, it's all collective reads. If you want a personal reading with me, then you got to book that on my website. I don't do personals on my lives. It's for everybody's privacy. Yep. Okay, angels, what messages do you have? Okay. You have cancel, clear, delete. I'll show you in a second. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Be mindful of your thoughts. Really be mindful of your thoughts, because if you are thinking, do not entertain too long the thoughts of the opposite of what you want to attract. So if you are thinking of, basically be mindful of the thoughts that you are thinking of right now, because your thoughts are rapidly manifesting as you've been raising your vibration, and some of you have shifted into 5D. Some of you are kind of like on the bridge from the 4D into the 5D, but you have to continue to raise your vibration to fully go into the 5D. You have to start with your mind. You have to really start with what thoughts you are telling yourself. You want to think thoughts that you want to have in your life. Those are the thoughts that you want to entertain. Thoughts are like a revolving door. If it's a negative thought, let it keep going. Do not allow those negative thoughts inside of your brain. Let it keep going through the revolving door. Okay, let it just pass. Let it pass through you. You want to think more positive thoughts in this moment, affirming yourself, even saying these things. Your affirmations are important right now. I am. I am. And when you affirm I am, you want to make sure that you affirm what you actually want in your life. Even if it does not look this way right now, you can still affirm it because as it starts in the spirit realm, it's going to eventually manifest into the physical realm. But it's all about your consistency. Also, what your angels want for you to do is they want to assist you. They really want to assist you. They want to assist you on canceling out those negative thoughts in your mind, because there are negative thoughts that are weighing heavily in your mind. Some of you are having thoughts of PTSD. Some of you are having negative thoughts of the past, and you are so fixated on the pain, the trauma. If you focus on the trauma and you focus on the suffering, you're going to continue to suffer more. You're going to continue to feel traumatized. If you focus on the sadness, you're going to continue to feel sad. They want for you, your angels want to help to alleviate you of that pain, alleviate you of that stress, alleviate you of that pain and that trauma. They want to help pour love into you, pour peace into you. They want to help you so that you no longer have all these thoughts weighing heavily on your mind, because our thoughts are rapidly manifesting right now. So you want your thoughts to rapidly manifest the reality that you want to see in your life, not the opposite. So if you're thinking of negative thoughts, let it fly. Like, get out of here, thought. Don't even entertain it, because the moment you start to entertain a negative thought, you're going to start thinking of it more and more. It's going to start to affect your energy, and then you will become that thought. Remember, you are not your thoughts. Thoughts are simply thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Do not allow your thoughts to become you. Also, we were talking about changing your body. A lot of you have to start changing your diet. You have to start going more plant-based. Some of you may want to go vegan. If you want to go vegan, go vegan. There are vegan meats out there. If you want to go vegetarian, go vegetarian. But you definitely have to start consuming more living things, more fruits, more vegetables, because you are what you eat. When you eat dead animals, you're going to feel sluggish. You're going to feel weak. But when you eat living things, vegetables, fruits, when you eat living things, you're putting life into your body. That's why they say you are what you eat. And you also, you going more plant-based with your diet is definitely going to have that's going to have a rapid effect on your energy. It's going to have a rapid effect on your vibration. You'll find yourself just feeling a whole lot lighter, just feeling a whole lot like having a lot more energy the more you start consuming more fruits and vegetables. This card comes out a lot, the vegetarian card, going plant-based. Because you also going plant-based, you not consuming those negative, like consuming all of that meat and all that heavy food is keeping you down. It's weighing you down. But the more that once you stop consuming that all the time, and you start consuming more vegetables, more fruits, more living things, it'll raise your vibration. It'll open up your third eye a whole lot more. It'll really activate that crown chakra. A lot more messages will be able to come through. There's guidance and wisdom that your angels want to come through to you, but you got to start changing up your diet. You have to give yourself the room to do so. What else, angels? What else? Okay, angels, what else do you have for us today? Okay. You have an animal. You have an animal that is a spirit guide. An animal that is a spirit guide for you. How do you know what animal this is? A couple of different ways. The first way is whatever animal you tend to see very, very often is your spirit animal. If you tend to see cardinals, those red birds, that's your spirit animal. If you tend to see hawks or owls or eagles or just regular birds, those are your spirit animals. If you tend to see black cats, if you tend to see black cats very often, that's one of your spirit animals. If you tend to see butterflies, your spirit animal. Whatever it is that you see very, very often, and it's at a point where it's like you can't miss it. You can't miss it. You'll look in a direction, and it'll go within your vision so that you can see it, because they want you to see them. They really want you to see them. Those are your spirit guides shape shifting into animal form to let you know that we are here with you. We are here guiding you. Oh, the second way. You also can see another way of what your spirit animals are in a meditation. You can ask them. You can ask your spirit guides. You can say, what animal are you? Can you reveal yourself to me? When I did this within my personal story, when I did this within my own meditation, the animals that I saw a butterfly. That's why I always have butterflies around, right? And then the other one I saw was a white horse. I saw a white horse, like an angel horse. So white horse, butterfly, those are like my spirit guides. But I don't necessarily I see butterflies in the waking world, but I don't normally see white horses, right? But the white horse is in the spirit realm. It's like that angelic horse. And when I did this is when I was in meditation, and I asked them, I'm like, what animal are you? Can you reveal yourself to me? And they will reveal themselves. You speaking to your spirit guides and asking them to show up for you, they will show up for you, but you have to invite them in. You inviting them in is you placing yourself into that predicament, you trusting them, you having the faith, you giving them a space to be seen and be heard. Okay, we have a lot of chakra cards that's coming out. Okay. Sorry, I had to scratch my eye. Okay, so you are also... Okay, so this is a twin flame read. Again, you're dealing with a past life issue. In your past life, maybe you and your divine counterpart did not come into union. Maybe you still had more healing to do and you avoided the healing work. You didn't come into that physical union because you didn't put in the work in this previous lifetime. Maybe there was karma that you accumulated. So now in this lifetime, if this separation, this journey has been a lot more intense, a lot more difficult, it's because you are clearing out karma from your past life, but you are also having your soul evolve, because your soul could have evolved in this past life, but it now has to make up for it in this life. So if it's difficult things that you're going through in this life, it's because you are clearing karma from your previous life, whatever that is. And also in a meditation, you can do a past life regression, where you can think, you can ask yourself, who was I in a past life? Whether you were male or whether you were female, you could say, what occurred with me and my twin flame in my past life, and allow the answers to come through to you. Also, some of you are healing away addictions, whatever addictions that these are. These addictions can be anything. You know, if you're addicted to something, if you feel as if you cannot go without it, if you feel like you need it, if you don't have whatever that is, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, this, sex, money, gambling, whatever it is that you feel you are addicted to, when you do not have that and your mood starts to change, you start acting all... you get all rowdy, or your energy just starts to shift, those are something that you are addicted to, and that's something that you have to deal with. Or like a phone, like, for example, let's say your phone dies, or you can't find your phone, and you go let's say your phone dies, right? Because we rarely lose our phones, let's be real. But let's say your phone dies and you forgot to bring your charger, and you go ballistic because you're just like, oh my God, I need a charger, like right now, I can't do, oh my God. It's like, baby, why can't you just go a little bit without your phone? You need your phone that bad that you're going ballistic because your phone died? That means you have an addiction to it. Because when you are unable to have it presently in front of you and have it when you want it, it's going to start affecting you. Other things could be like drugs or alcohol, but for my people that like to smoke that Mary Jane, that marijuana, that arepa, you want to smoke that stuff. When you'll have things where, like, if you can't find your weed, or if you haven't smoked in 3 hours or something, and you just feel like I need to smoke right now, that's an addiction that you got to heal, baby. because your flesh has become so codependent on that addiction that your flesh is weak for it. And let me tell you about when your flesh gets weak for things, for substances, for whatever addiction, the devil knows your addictions. Listen to me carefully. The devil knows your addictions, and that's exactly how the devil is going to tempt you. If your addiction is to weed, the devil is going to tempt you with weed and put you in positions with other people that you don't need to be in because of that issue. If sex is your addiction, the devil is going to tempt you with that. This is why you have to heal away that addiction. This is why you have to heal away that addiction, so you can prevent yourself from further spiritual attacks that can come to you because of this addiction. When you heal this, you no longer will fall into the temptation. You will resist the temptation. Third eye chakra. Third eye. Third eye chakra, it's important for you to really trust your intuition. Trust what you see. Trust what you hear. Trust what you feel. Trust that inner knowing. Whatever it is that you feel intuitively deep down that you have no real logical explanation for, trust it. The more that you trust your intuition, that's how you strengthen your intuition. How? Because you are trusting yourself more. Because when your intuition tells you something and you trust it and you act upon what you just heard, that gives you more trust and faith within yourself. So now when your intuition is telling you things, you'll believe your intuition over anything else. You strengthen your intuition by trusting yourself more. Trust those intuitive nudges. They are there for a purpose. You ever had those moments when your intuition told you something and you ignored it, and then you got yourself into a situation and that's like, oh wow, I should listen to my first mind. Yeah, and you get frustrated. And a lot of times when we don't listen to our intuition, things go awry. All of that could have been prevented if you would have just went with your first mind. Always go with your first mind. Always go with your first mind, right? Heart chakra. Your heart chakra has to heal. Your heart chakra has to cleanse. You have to open up your heart a whole lot more. Right now we are in the season of summer. Those trees are blooming, those beautiful green leaves. If you spend time, go hug a tree. Go hug Gaia. I'm telling you, give Gaia a hug. Give a tree a hug and give yourself all of that love, that earthly, that Mother Earth love that you need. You also have to give yourself time to allow your heart to feel. You have to allow your heart to feel. You have to allow your heart to feel. If you need to cry, if you need to scream, if you need to yell, if whatever it is that you have to do to release that energy, allow yourself to feel it. You have to sit with it. You cannot, I had posted this earlier today, you cannot shortcut your healing process. In order for you to really process those feelings and to really gain the wisdom and gain a new perspective about what you have gone through, you have to first sit with your feelings. The more you avoid those feelings, the more that weight is heavy on your heart, and the more it's going to weigh you down, the more sick you're going to feel. The more you don't heal, it's like you are self-sabotaging. You are weighing yourself down by holding on to this heavy weight. Your heart is the center. Your heart is the center. Your heart has to be light. You know how sometimes people can have a heart attack? Think of it in a spiritual sense. A person can have a heart attack because they're so stressed out. A person can have a heart attack because they're carrying so much pain on their heart at one time that their heart can't take that capacity. You have to lighten up your heart more. You have to lighten up your heart. You have to forgive. You have to forgive whomever it is that you need to forgive. And this forgiveness is not always coming just from your divine counterpart, because there were many situations that you went through and people that have hurt you before and after your counterpart that have caused you pain and caused you trauma. Whoever it is that you feel like it's hard for you to forgive that person for what they have done, those are the people that you really truly need to forgive. Here's another thing. When you have to forgive somebody, do not separate the event from the person. The person is one thing. The event, the situation, what they did is another. Forgive the situation and forgive the person separately. When you attach the situation to the person, now you've given this traumatic situation a face. So now you don't even want to forgive this person because you don't want to forgive this person. So you're not even forgiving the situation. You got to forgive the situation That's what you have to forgive. The situation, the pain. Listen, you don't have to be okay with what happened, because forgiveness, we think like, oh, am I supposed to be all okay with it? No. You can look at a situation and say, I don't like what happened. I don't appreciate what happened. I don't condone what happened. But I'm going to forgive. You have to forgive the situation. And the way that you can forgive a situation is whatever situation is causing you pain, you have to sit in it. You have to sit in it. Just going through a few moments of discomfort for a lifetime of healing is worth it. Because if you avoid sitting with your feelings, you're not allowing yourself to process that emotion. Do you realize what they call it shadow work and why we're in the dark? It's because, listen, you do not necessarily need to see your triggers. You just have to feel them. Like, imagine this. Imagine that it's a thunderstorm. It's a thunderstorm and the electricity gets knocked off in the entire house. And it's at night, right? It's nighttime, it's dark. The thunderstorm that knocked out the power, and you don't have your phone with your flashlight near you. You don't have any type of light near you. So you have to go somewhere in your house to find some light. And if it's dark, what are you going to do? What do you do when it's dark? You feel around. You feel around the room like, okay, here's the dresser. Here's the phone. I found it. Here you go. You have to feel it, right? The same way with your shadow work. You have to feel it first. When you feel it, then you know what you are feeling. If I'm feeling this, if I can't see I'm feeling this, okay, I feel these are cards. These are cards. If I'm feeling this, okay, this is a pen. I feel it because I can't see it, but I feel it's a pen. What is this? I feel it. Okay, I feel it. This is a phone. I feel it. This is a phone. Now you know what it is because you felt it. You don't necessarily need to see it, but you just have to feel it. The same way with our shadow work. All those emotions, you have to feel them first before you can know what it is. Before you can truly identify what it is, you have to feel it first. And that's the thing that a lot of people like to avoid. They like to avoid feeling their feelings. Your feelings are not going to go away if you don't feel them first. You have to feel them. You feeling your feelings, you sitting with those emotions, you healing yourself is what's going to help make your heart lighter. In order for Maya Angelou, God rest her soul, Maya Angelou said, in order for you to rise, you have to give up the shit that weighs you down. The shit that weighs you down is the pain, the trauma, the unforgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. Forgiveness is for you so that you can release that heavy burden off of your heart. That's what it's for. You can forgive somebody and never speak to them again. You can forgive somebody and want nothing to do with them anymore. You could not even want to even look at that person anymore. Somebody that has traumatized you and hurt you, an ex-lover, an ex-friend, those people, whatever the case is, you can walk past those people in person and not say a single word to them. You don't have to. You don't have to reconvene with the people that you got to forgive. You don't have to go invite those people back into your life. But you do have to forgive them so that you can release that heavy burden off of your heart. Because if you continue to hold that heavy burden in your heart, it's going to weigh you down as you're trying to move forward, and it's going to slow you down. You got to think, you trying to move forward? Have you been moving at a faster pace? Have you been moving slower? Do you feel you can move a lot more quicker if you weren't so heavily weighed down? That's the forgiveness, baby. You got to forgive. You got to forgive. And listen, I get forgiveness isn't easy because some people can do things to you that are unforgivable. But how you can help yourself forgive is to place yourself in that person's shoes. Why would they do what they did? And 9 times out of 10, people do things because they are hurt within themselves. Hurt people hurt people. Hurt people that do not have control over their emotions hurt others. But hurt people that have control over their emotions do not hurt others. So yes, they were hurt, but it was their choice to do what they did to you. And you can also learn from that situation. You can say, you know what, I'm hurt too, but I'm not going to do what they did to me. Don't be like the people that have hurt you. Be better. Be better than the people that have hurt you. Don't allow the people that have hurt you to cause you to be bitter. Do not allow the people that have hurt you cause you to be bitter. Allow it to cause you to be better. Be better than what they did to you. be better. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take a water break real quick. But if you all are loving this message, thank y'all so much for this love. I'm gonna drop my Cash App donations. My Cash App is $queenstp. $queenstp. If you would like to send me some donations for this word, I greatly appreciate it.